Alright, this one's done. Starts right up. That's how it looks. Hanging on there. Oh, we finally got some coming out the back. Oh wow. Okay. Just needed the thermostat to open up. So I don't know why the other one hasn't yet. It is pumping. I think this thing needs thermostats. Okay, well that's good to know. We'll rev it up, see if it comes out the back. It just needs to go out and run it. Anyway, that's how it looks. Yeah, so probably should clean that up. But anyway, I'm gonna have to come pick it up. This thing is down in the front. It don't want to go out there. I don't know what the deal is with that. So he's all good to go. I guess I'll let him know and have him come pick it up. We gotta put a motor on this, so I'm gonna put some super clean on it because I gotta clean this off first. This is the spray on variety. Easy spray aerosol can. Yeah, it should clean her up pretty good. I'm not planning to get too crazy, because I could run the water, which I gotta rinse it off for sure, but I just want to get the real dirty part. Stuff works pretty good. Anyway, I don't have to get carried away, but we'll let it sit there and eat on it for a minute. I got some rags in here. Alright, some rags. I got some gloves, because I just don't feel like getting all kinds of greasy. Anyway, this is the first part of this. Like, you gotta clean it up. You can't just slap it on there. Not if you don't want it to last. So this is it. I may have to get some brake clean for this. Yeah, it's not really. It's taking it off, I guess, but caked on grease. Alright. Don't want to let it to get dry on the surface. Oh, I see what it was. So right here, he had this little plastic piece popped off. So we're gonna have to silicone that back up real good. And then I'm gonna have to also take my drill bit thing and kind of go through these bolt holes. It's coming up. Here we go. so much better. And then I gotta get on the inside of here, and then I'm gonna have to really do some work here. We got lots of grease built up right here. You can see if the grease fitting even takes grease. He can clean out all down here. I'm not gonna get too kind of crazy with that, but well, maybe I am. Might as well pull it out. It's all just grease, and there's a nut we need probably. It's missing. Yeah, just clean her up, man. You gotta get her all cleaned up. So this thing is ready. I can bolt it back on. You don't need a lot of water to rinse this off. Just grab a rag. Kind of rinse the water out. And we just kind of want to get the caustic part of that off. Like I said, his whole bay here needs to be cleaned out. But we kind of don't want to do that now because we don't want to get any water inside of the transom. We got a wooden transom. We don't want a bunch of water going inside the transom. Anyway, just kind of get a wet rag and we'll do this. Get all that super clean off of there. You gotta take your time. You cannot, you can't cut the corners. You know, you think you can, but you can't. Now this hose is kinked, so this is gonna have to be replaced. So I'm not too worried about that. And the last two things I'm going to do is I'm going to clean these up. Just look at them, you know, if they look funky or whatever. I think it's about time for a different grease gun. So I've been a cheapie Harbor Freight. Continuing on, I got a little bit of goop. I think this is enough left. It looks terrible, but I guarantee you it's probably fine. It's still pliable, so I'm guessing it'll be alright. And then I've got to figure out the size holes I need. I've got these little brushes, and then just go in there, you know, like that. That one's a little tight. I mean, this is a steel brush. This is like a nylon brush. So, you know, like this is a nylon. Yeah, that's more like it. So the other one's a little too big. And then I've got this extension, and it kind of helps. And basically, you just run it up in the hole. And it gets all that old silicone out of there. be good. And then we can repair this piece right here, I'm hoping, with some of this goop. And it's pretty old. It's probably got to poke it through. Man, it is what it is. We'll see, but see. Okay, so that's kind of bad. So now we got that done. I guess get this thing ready where I can put the engine on it. And take the steering knuckle out of the way. We don't really need to. That probably needs to get cleaned up anyway. Some of this needs to be degreased over here. I feel like while you got it here, you know. That's gonna take more to do because, yeah, you get the idea. But we can take this off, and then we ain't really gotta, you know, or I don't know. I might leave it on. Just depends. Well, I got this thing cleaned up. You wouldn't believe the grease that came out of that thing, and that's the napkin folded twice. I mean, come on, man. That's like way over greased. I still gotta clean up a little bit over here. You know, it's a pretty, like, I'm sorry, but I guess I'm a OCD freak on this stuff because, you know, well, I don't know. But I need to, this is just brake clean. You can see, like, it's just, you know, but at the same time, I want to make sure these grease fittings will take grease now. Obviously, it's been painted a couple of times, but it looks way better than it did. Just gonna clean up my mess off the stand. Now, I don't know, man. I guess I'm ready to, like, well, I'm gonna check and see if it'll take grease. Even though I had all that grease on. Alright, so what am I doing? Oh, I'm still cleaning. That's the thing, like these rags, you know, they're more handy than not. You know, I can use regular shop rags or whatever, but these I can just toss and then it cleans up a little better, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, all this is just to see if I can get it to take grease. I'm sure it will, as much grease was on it. And this thing is not being great, so. Another that battery. And this thing is a pain in the ass to get out. Especially when you got greasy hands. Come off of there. Alright. Try it now. Huh. Maybe out. Oh man, I hate grease guns. Just gotta do it like this. You can't see anything I'm doing, and I'm sorry, but it is what it is, man. I'm fighting this thing right here that is like just not gonna work right. I mean, it's got grease. I don't know what the deal is. It's probably not enough. Alright. Oh, I saw it. There we go. Now we could close this thing. Man, they are such a pain, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, they're kind of a pain. Well, when they work, they work, I guess. I guess so good for that. Maybe I didn't do it right the first time. I don't know. Every time I mess with those things, man, it just, like, it's not good. Clean up my mess. Take these gloves off, maybe. I gotta get this out of the way. So yeah, let me do that, I guess. Clean up these. I wish I had some caps for these. That's Johnson Evinrude grease. I mean, it's pretty freaking good. I don't know what's better. Alright, I got it pretty good ways. I mean, got this in. Probably do the steering wheel out a little bit in a second. It's out over here. I'm not real worried about it. I don't know. I might just do it just because I know I got to. I take a break and maybe get on my ladder and rotate that out that way. Just enough so that it's clear. I mean, it ain't going anywhere, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. Just rethinking this. I don't have to do anything because I can just run. It's already connected. It ain't going nowhere. Gotta figure out where this thing should be. Right now, that would be too high, I think. But that would be like this third hole. So maybe I'll measure this and try to figure out about where the prop to pad's gonna end up being. And then over here I got some stuff I'll show you here in a second from Vance Manufacturing for a jack plate, and hopefully I got the right size mounting hardware, bolts, and I'm trying to find some place to set you. Yeah, that. I think this is a standard, what do they call this, like a 9 7/8 or something. So I get a little silicone. I get this from them because it's Starbright. This is the clear, I believe. You get this in white as well. But I recommend like getting this, you know, like when you put a motor on a transom, you know, you want to seal that good. So this is marine silicate, superior heavy duty multi-purpose sealant adhesive for use on, it tells you, windshields, port lines, through hull fittings, deck hardware, joints, cracks. Tells you to prepare the surface like we did. Cures durable silicone rubber that will not crack or crumble. It remains flexible from 60 to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Resists UV rays, weathering most chemicals and solvents. That's kind of important. I said all that with this glass right away. But so it's gas and oil resistant. You can get this from them. And then I got a mounting hardware kit. So this is a 4-inch. I'm starting to think that I may need a 5-inch. I mean a 4.5. But I may have some old new bolts. No, I want to use these. So that's a 4-inch kit. They've got that. Alright, and then we got a couple of stiffener plates, or they're like support plates. So this is a typical that you can get. Okay, I'm done here. Alright, so this one, well, part number TP211, Vance. So this is our inside one, and I believe, and then they give you a little extra room here too. That one's, you know, from center to center is like 10 inches. Okay, and then we got this for the upper plate. And part number TP210, 211. But this is like an anodized black. And these bolt holes are also slightly oblong. And those, I believe, were 12 Is it 12 and 7/8, I think, or something like that? 12 and 7/8. This should fit perfect for ours, ours. Now they got this all in place. This is gonna go in the front. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see this, but it's gonna do something like this, right? And then the other one's gonna go on the inside of the boat. Yeah, so this one's gonna go on the inside of the boat, and that'll of course fit. These two are not quite as wide. So then the next thing I gotta do is figure out whereabouts basically our propped pet. So right now, it's not really probably level. So we probably want to level the boat. And I can get a big long level and kind of see what it is. This is where you can get super hypercritical. Really. So maybe I can do it. I'm not gonna be able to see this. This is not gonna be right. Yeah, I don't think so. So you can't reach that way, just like go on an outer frame somewhere. Right now it's up, so it needs to go down. I'm gonna go about that, because the trailer's probably, the ground may not even be level, so that eyeballing it kind of looks about right. So from the ground to there, to me, it's looking about 22. So from here to the bottom of the boat, we got 22 inches. So now, what do we want this? Right now, we're at, say, 16 inches. So 22, what do we say, 22 and a half. Let's say 22 for easy math. It's probably, it's probably 22 and a half. By right now, we're at, if we go from the ground to the middle of the lower unit, we're at 15 and a half. So that's almost 7.5 inches. So on this, I believe we're gonna have to go up to the top hole. I mean, this boat really probably would maybe need, because if we measure that to there, we're looking at almost 8.5 inches. It really needs a jack plate. And it's a pretty light boat, so, it's old. I don't know. Yeah, I just think I'll go to that top one and I'll just call it a day. Back up real quick. So that plate's gonna go back in there. I don't know. Let me see if I can at least get the top bolts on, and then these are gonna go this way. Does that make sense? So these bolts, of course, so two of these are gonna go like this. And then this one, same thing. So you're not going to be able to see me do this unless I get something rigged up. Alright, once I go with that sealant, you kind of just got to go with it. So, yeah, it is what it is, but we'll go in there with that at some point. But I think that bottom hole is like the hole I gotta try to get to, so just get where I can line everything up. I think this is what it's gonna end up being, so and so this side is gonna have to come down, so I may have to like kind of do one side at a time, and you know, just like right now, that one's kind of lined up. This one's got to go down a little bit. Just double check my measurements and see if that, you know, where it ends up. But I think that's about as low as we can go. So we're still like, we're at like 22 and a half. And then now we're at like 17 and a half. So that's 1, 2, 3. It's 3. It's about, what did I say? 22 and a half, 22 and a half, and 17 and a half. It's 5 inches. So we don't. Ow. We don't have a jack plate, so there's not much we can do. Gets it closer. Yeah, that's pretty close. So like you get one side on and go to the next side. So this stuff is caustic, this clear silicone, but you know, we have pretty good working time. Surface smooths caulked, cures to a durable silicone rubber, but it doesn't really, flexible from, yeah, but it doesn't really dry the touch in 1 hour, cures fully in 24 hours. So we need 24 hours. So we got about an hour. You know, so I got my gloves on because I've already been down this road before. So we got a little thing we can poke it. Yeah, that's enough. And then we'll have to cut off our little nipple. You know, like right here, just take a pair of dikes. I like to kind of go like this so that I have a little pointy end. I don't think it really matters. So you can see that's pretty thin. I want more. I want to be able to really squeeze some out of there. So I'm going to go about like that. And then we'll get a bolt and our plate ready. Basically, we're just gonna seal it up and put that bolt in. So we got our plate. Take a little more off this. Too hard to squeeze. I already blew out the back of it. we can get this lined up now. So it's gonna come down. So close. Yeah, where's my wrench? My wrench. There it is. Come on. Now we just gotta get the bolts going through the other side. So this stuff, man, is caustic, and the back of this tube already blew out on me because I didn't need it. So now I may have to get like up in the boat, and I can do this by myself, but you need to push this stuff up in here 12 directions. And it's better to squeeze it all back through on the other side. So, get rid of these. I'll have to get a fresh pair. And I should have been prepared because then I could have done like, could have had this off where, you know, I got to climb in there and get her done, get her good. Climb up there and we have to send this wasp on out of here. I think I woke him up. So, alright, well, it's on there. You can do it by yourself. See, I could have people here, but then it would just distract me and it'd be easier. But then they, you know, 100 questions and what about this? What about that? Let's get a little acetone here. Clean up all my sockets, and which it may not, you know, this stuff is so caustic, man, that, yeah, man, I get it cleaned up. I have some gasoline. I probably got some diesel fuel somewhere. Yeah. Got my rubber gloves on. That works, but this is kind of the cleanup is the deal, you know. Like clean up all your sockets and stuff. So it'll probably be days before I get this really clean. Need to get some other rags. Some Mac. Or acetone is what that is. Not Mac. Acetone will clean it up. And so I can take out the lift now. And then maybe tomorrow or so I'll hook everything up and run it. And make sure, you know, this thing starts and runs. Supposedly it does. And I guess I should have maybe tried first, but I couldn't get that thing to all the bolts line up on my stand over there. See, this stuff, man, it dries pretty quick. So it's all sealed up, both sides. Shouldn't have any issues there. Stuff is nasty. And this kind of like even eats your gloves. Anyway, I got that done. That's pretty cool. So it takes a while. Like what? It's about an hour to get it off. And then he came over and had his motor, new one. So that took about, I don't know, half hour. See, this glove is gone. Just totally, that stuff eats it up. Probably shouldn't even be getting it on my hands, but California, yeah, we know it's got cancer. Yeah, so what? An hour to take it off, about a half hour because he brought the other motor over. So that was probably another half hour, probably more than that. And then I've been working on this morning. I cleaned it up. Probably got 2.5 hours. So it's a 4 or 5 hour job. If you got somebody else with you, it's probably half that. Or maybe not quite half that. But it's going to be easier. So a little less time. Probably a 3 hour job. Let's say 3 hour job. So I'm just figuring up in my head, like, what I gotta charge this guy and be fair. But actually, he's a good customer and he's gonna hook me up on something else. So I don't know. We'll see what it ends up. But it's on here, so now, like, I could leave it kind of like this, but I'm gonna go ahead. This was just for support. This wasn't holding any weight. I just, like, he has this funky little threaded thing that he put on top of this motor, and I didn't like it. See that up here? He's got three, because usually they have a lifting thing in the back, like the other one does. But they've got this. So they used and you know, it's kind of sketchy. So I put that other strap on there because I just felt like I should. There we go. So they're married now. And I saw where I caught that little piece of rubber hose, so that's not good anymore. That's alright. Man, it's got gas in that. A little gas in it. Over here. Anyway, that's what you do. That's how you get her on there, I guess. Just make sure you seal it up real good. Just make sure you seal it real good. Real good. And they say to set your bolts like every, it's all about how much you use your boat, but they say to seal up take one bolt out at a time, seal it up, put another bolt in it. And that kind of makes sense. And I would suggest that. So, well, still cleaning up. Yeah, that stuff gets everywhere. I remember the first time that I did it, like I didn't wear rubber gloves. And I was like, man, that sucks. It took forever to get that off of my hands. And then the next time I did it, I did the same thing. I thought, oh man, and it took forever to get it off. And so then I was like, the next time I was like, oh no, I'm not doing that again. Because it like would take several days to get all that stuff off your skin. It drove you nuts. So now the only thing I really got to do is just clean up everything, put up all my tools, and well, I think it's pretty good for a day. We'll see from here on out. Like, should be pretty easy. I found this. This is a pin that's for that bottom. I had to come up one hole because there's a pin that holds this stupid ram on that side, and it come loose. So I'm gonna have to put this pin back in. That's the only real thing I gotta do. I'm gonna mess with that tomorrow when everything dries. Whoop. Yeah, I tried to knock the pin out a little bit. Where is, I'll show you. I'll show you. Well, I know that I brought my hammer out here. Where's it at? I'm gonna just tap it in by hand. Yeah, this little pin over here got me. So if it wouldn't have been for that pin, I could have put that up, the lower unit up, or the whole engine up higher, one hole higher. But because of that pin, I couldn't do it. I know my hammer's sitting. Oh, it's right there. It's kind of weird because I'm right-handed. Used to switch it though. Not very good, but I did. There we go. Now hopefully I can get that pin back in there. Can't see. Just looking for my little pliers. Make sure it didn't get. Oh yeah, I can get back in there, I think. Old engine. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Subscribing, liking videos. I painted this yesterday. So what does it look like? Guess it looks better than it did. Let me get this installed. It's the next day. We're almost done with this. I got it wired up. I've got the trim working. Already checked that. It cranks. Got to put this on it though before we fire it up, just to keep this from swinging on us. So I just got to put the the bolt in it. It's gonna go like so they were on the bottom and filling up the tub. Guess while that, let's see if I can beat this thing back. He asked about it. It might take a second. I'm sure I could just beat it back or do something. Yeah, that looks level to me. A lot better than it was. Yeah, maybe a little more. One more. Alright, I got water down there. And we're all hooked in. Here's a good shot of the new stiffener plate. That turned out nice. So that looks good, but he's got some cleaning to do. That's I'm gonna leave that to him. And but I got my gas tank over there because I don't know about his, and it's been at least last year before, because I know his other engine was blown, so he picked up this one. Had their seats redone, which is nice. But I guess now it's time to see if this thing will run. He says it runs, but I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, we got power there. It's just tweaky, I guess. Oh, there's the choke switch. Tachometer over there, he's showing it like, it's like 1200 RPMs, which is about right. So we have to see if I can adjust that down. Pretty sure it's all the way to where their stop is, but I don't see it being. At least I don't see it yet. I didn't have the warm-up lever. I didn't have the warm-up lever all the way down. So of course it's not gonna do that. But I think, yeah, man, that's kind of the thing. You want to make sure. Let's see if it'll fire right back off. Felt like it was kind of ticking. I didn't like that sound. There you go. Alright, now I gotta figure out this water pump issue. Because he may need another water pump. And it runs good. But if it ain't pumping water, then it ain't no good. You know what I'm saying? So again, we should see it. See, these, they don't have, you know, it should be pumping out those two holes. I don't like this. You know, it's like, you can't see that. Even if you had a warning horn, none of them worked. You can't see what, like if it's peeing or not. It wouldn't be peeing, but it'd be pumping. I'm not seeing anything. Let me get out my temperature gauge and see what them had. One part of the package out. I mean, it's pumping, but I'm not getting hot. So if you think it's pumping, maybe he's got 120-degree thermostats in. So I've got my meter down here, right? And I'm gonna set it up here. And this I have to set up here too, because I wanna change it between spark plugs. And they say not to do this with your thing, but as long as, like, I don't know, as long as you're real quick, it's not gonna hurt it. I could turn it off, I guess, and do each one individually. And then I can see whether or not it's charging. See, right there. And then I can also look and watch my light, see if I got fire on all of them. I feel like this one, the boot on that spark plug wire is not great. And the other thing is, like, it is the wrong plugs. Like, these things run better on Champion plugs. They do, you know, so yeah. That's why I was like, man, but there's nowhere on this motor to indicate whether or not, you know, you're pumping. There's no pee-hole. The only thing you got is that right there. That's submerged in the water. How are you gonna know? So usually you see it coming out the back, like the exhaust. I don't know. I think it probably really needs a modification and put a hole in the cow so you got a pee hole. It's an older engine, so I don't know what year, but it's been there. Anyway, it's old. My neighbor's like, shut that thing off. I mean, come on.